Could Travis Hunter win the Biletnikoff, the Thorpe Award, and the Heisman Trophy? Like, is that possible? Well, this coach seems to think so. And we're going to take a look and see if that's actually realistic after the bumper statement. What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? My name is JeffLightsyJr. This is the Victor Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell because I upload all the time. Now, Coach Prime was on Speak, the FS1 show, with some of his buddies, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, Joy Taylor's also a part of that show along with Paul Pierce. And he said something that was headline catching and that has got the internet talking. And now it's something that I should have thought about, but I never have until now. We're 9 games into the season for Colorado and towards the end of the year where people are starting to vote on awards. And Prime, I'll just let him say it. I'll let you listen to what Prime had to say in regards to his superstar Travis Hunter and what he could potentially do this season that's never been done before. Let's take a listen. Let me adjust my stuff really quick, and let's take a listen to what Prime had to say.
Real quick, because you said something that I've been thinking, Prime, in terms of best receiver, best defensive player, and the Heisman. Now, obviously, when you play college football, you're the best in the world in anything you wanted to do, whether it was track, whether it's baseball, whatever.
All right, Keyshawn, like the meat riding was heavy right there. I thought that was funny, but let's keep listening.
Did you see him? Biletnikoff and the Heisman?
Yeah. Why shouldn't he? Okay, there ain't nobody to throw at him. So that right there is the Thorpe, Okay. The Biletnikoff, who's out there trying to win that man-to-man? Like, who's out there raising their hand when the coach say Travis Hunter this week?
That's funny.
Ain't nobody want that.
Right.
So you got to understand he's the best receiver, and he's the best. He's him. These young people right now, they say, I'm him. He is true him in all faces, but the kid loves football. He's going to go home right after practice to his fiance. He's going to eat right. He's going to be on the computer with a onesie on, having a good time, doing Twitch or whatever they call it now. But he loves the game, turns in a multitude of hours of study and preparation on offense and defense. And he just loves the game, man. He's an honor and a privilege to coach. He truly is.
That's awesome. That's always awesome to hear glowing things from your coach. But your coach is supposed to take up for you like that, especially when you're as talented and as great of a player that Travis Hunter actually is. And it got me thinking. It was like, could he actually win all 3? Because, obviously there's going to be bias. Teams don't want to give, or coaches and award winner, they don't want to give all the awards to one player unless you're, especially a non-quarterback. Like, that's just not something they want to do. They definitely don't want to give the Heisman to a non-quarterback, and especially a non-quarterback that mostly plays receiver and DB. But nonetheless, I think he's the favorite to win that. So we're not even going to discuss the Heisman. Ashton Jeanty is in the mix for that, but you're going to choose a Boise State running back or the do-it-all guy who plays in the Power 4 conference. I think I'm going to go with the do-it-all guy whose team only won 4 games, and he's led them to 7 wins this year with 3 games remaining and potentially ending up in the Big 12 championship and even more potentially ending up in the college football playoff. But the award and the 2 awards. So we're going to take the Heisman out and focus on the Thorpe and the Biletnikoff, and specifically the Biletnikoff. I want to focus on that because I don't think I have been paying attention to how great of a season Travis is having at receiver. I've always told you guys, if you guys are OG Day 1 people on this channel, I always told you that Travis was a better receiver than cornerback. It's not that he's a bad cornerback, and he's actually improved a ton this year at DB, at corner, but I always just thought his ball skills are next level. Like, his ball skills, him tracking the ball in the air, him adjusting to the ball, the way he contorts his body in the air to go get the ball is just going to make him a gazillion dollars at the NFL level at wide receiver. If he just solely focused on wide receiver, I think he could be Justin Jefferson with better hops. Like, think about that. Like, Justin Jefferson, arguably, if not the best wide receiver in the league, he's Justin Jefferson, probably faster with better hops. And that's saying something. But I had to, you had to do some deep diving into the receiving categories to really see could he actually win the Biletnikoff like as the best wide receiver in the country. And the numbers kind of back it up. So this is receiving yards per game. Now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We're gonna take out all the guys, and I'm gonna make this bigger so you can really see it. We're gonna take out all the guys at small schools. So like Nick Nash, shout out to him at San Jose State. He's gonna be at the top of a lot of these categories, but we're taking him out. We're taking out a Utah State guy, Bowling Green guy. Maryland isn't doing anything, and Arkansas ain't doing nothing. So really, receiving yards per game, the top dog is the kid from Arizona, who everybody even before preseason thought would be the best wide receiver, and he's having a hell of a year. The young man has 63 catches on the year, 1,000 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 118 yards per game. He's having a hell of a season in 9 games. I mean, he's balling out. So that's receiving yards per game. And if you keep going down, you see Travis at number 10 in the country. Now you got to remember, Travis plays, 70 some odd snaps on defense, and he's 10th in the country in receiving yards per game, averaging 95 yards a game. This is Travis Hunter again. Remember, the same guy that's starting at cornerback. Now, we got to go to some more receivers because more statistics. It's more than just receiving yards per game. Let's go to receiving touchdowns. Where does Travis rank? Once again, we're taking out all the small school guys. So Toledo's, San Jose State's, North Texas. Sorry, but no, not sorry. You're not going to be considered here. And if you look on here, Travis is tied 6th nationally for receiving touchdowns on the season with 9. Now he's 10th in receiving yards per game, 95 yards per game, 10th nationally, 6th in touchdowns. And remember the young man from Arizona, I don't want to mess up his name, but McMillan, but he was number 1, but he's only got 6 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. Let's keep going. What about total receiving yards? Now McMillan, once again up there, he's the guy. We're taking out the Trey Harris guy. He's balling out, and he's missed 2 games, so he's really. But here's number 11 once again, Travis Hunter with 856 yards receiving. So we're talking about top 10 nationally in receiving yards per game, top 10 nationally in receiving touchdowns, and right outside the top 10 in receiving yards total. I'm gonna be honest with you guys because that's grounds to win the Biletnikoff. I'm just being honest. Those are grounds. I think his stiffest competition is going to be Restrepo at Miami because they've only lost 1 game on the season. He's got 55 catches for 934 yards and 10 touchdowns, receiving touchdowns. I think his second toughest competition is going to be McMillan at Arizona, who's got 1,000 yards, but only 6 touchdowns with 63 catches. This kid, Trey Harris at Ole Miss, would have been up there, but he's missed a bunch of games. He's missed 3 games. And so that hurt his yards, even though he's still 4th nationally, and hurt his touchdown production. But I think it's going to come between Xavier Restrepo and Travis Hunter. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's a cooler story. Now, whether you think that's fair or not, it's just the way the world works. It's a cooler story to give it to Travis. It is. I mean, if he wins the Heisman and you give him the Biletnikoff, it's pretty cool. Now, the next category was the Thorpe as the best defensive back. And so, they don't throw at Travis, so it's hard to really grade his performances because when they do throw it at him, he does catch an interception. He makes things happen. So I guess the best way, I'm not the biggest fan of this, is PFF, right? Like PFF calculates all the stuff. It's a deep analytic thing that the NFL uses. They grade college players, they grade NFL players compared to all the players at their position in the country. And this is what PFF has to say about Travis. He says, yet, even though volume can make it difficult to continue to grade highly in PFF system due to the standard of playing, let me make sure I make this big for you guys to see. Due to the standard of playing well for so many plays, Hunter has earned an 86.6 PFF overall defensive grade. That sounds high. I'm like, oh man, that sounds pretty good. How high is that? 5th among qualifying FBS cornerbacks. An 84.7 PFF overall grade on offense, 8th among qualifying wide receivers. So if he's 5th among qualifying cornerbacks, I don't know who those other cornerbacks are, but I'm assuming it's probably one, maybe even two of them from a smaller school. Now, the Thorpe Award sometimes gives the award to smaller schools. You don't see that a lot in the Biletnikoff. But 86, 5th among FBS cornerbacks, makes me think he has a legit case for the Thorpe Award as well. Once again, he's already the favorite to win the Heisman. I think he's my Heisman Trophy pick. He's a lot of people's Heisman Trophy pick if the season ended today. And I even think if his season ended today and other players kept playing, I think he's my Heisman Trophy winner with 800 yards receiving and the 5th best rating at cornerback. That's good enough for me. In Colorado, a 3-win improvement already. I think in a large part of that is to him. As you see, he's top 10 nationally in almost every single receiving category. And to be the 5th highest rated corner in the country, according to PFF, that's grounds to win the Thorpe. So in conclusion, I'm with Prime. I think he should win all three. I think he should win the Heisman, the Thorpe, and the Biletnikoff. The numbers bear it out. And me, I'm more of a eye test as opposed to analytics. Like, that's just me. Like, if you watch this channel for a while, you know I give the eye test. That's why I always said Travis, I thought was a better wide receiver than corners, because what I watched with my eyes, the way he runs routes, contorts his body, go get the ball in the air. And if I was his agent, I'd suggest that, because the NFL is going to make him play one. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. The NFL is going to make him play one. With his injury history and the injuries that take place in football, regardless, going to make him play one side of the ball and have special packages for the other side. And I think the one side of the ball that he should focus on are the guys that make 35 million plus as the highest paid players versus the guys that make 21 million plus, which are the corners, as the highest paid players. And that's why, and because his offenses are the way of the world in the NFL nowadays, and he's going to make himself a lot of money and make a team very, very happy with his receiving skills because of the way he's able to run routes and go get the ball and his speed. But this is insane. I didn't know if I'd ever see the day where a young man could win the Thorpe, the Biletnikoff, and the Heisman all in one season. But I think we're well on our way to seeing Travis Hunter do just that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Travis Hunter, do you believe he should win the Thorpe, Biletnikoff, and the Heisman? I say yes. Prime says yes, and so does Keyshawn Johnson. What do you all think? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, my name is JeffLightsYJr. This is the Victory Formation Sports Show right here on JeffLightsYJr, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you get your content. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, like, share, subscribe. Also, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. That is on Twitter and Instagram at JLightsy7. Thank you guys for tuning in. I will see you next time. Peace.